Wealth begins in a place most people never think to look, not in bank accounts, not in opportunities, not in luck. Wealth begins in the mind. Long before money appears on the outside, it is first built internally through perception, emotional control, and the ability to think beyond the present moment. Most people focus on what they can see immediately. They think about today, today's comfort, today's problems, today's desires. But millionaires think differently. They think in years, they think in decades. They understand something most people never fully accept. Wealth is not created quickly. It is created consistently. Psychologically, this requires a completely different relationship with time. The average person trades time for immediate reward. They work, they earn, and they spend. The cycle repeats endlessly, but nothing truly grows. Millionaires, however, break this cycle. They learn to delay gratification. They sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term freedom. This is one of the most powerful psychological traits connected to wealth. Long-term thinking. Long-term thinking means making decisions today that may not benefit you immediately, but will transform your future. It means investing instead of spending. It means building instead of consuming. It means accepting slow progress without losing discipline. Most people fail here, not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack emotional patience. Emotion is the invisible force behind most financial decisions. Fear causes people to sell too early. Excitement causes people to buy too late. Insecurity causes people to spend money to impress others. But millionaires learn to separate emotion from decision. They understand that emotions are temporary, but decisions have permanent consequences. This is emotional control. Emotional control allows them to remain calm when others panic. It allows them to remain patient when others quit. It allows them to remain disciplined when others become distracted. When markets fall, most people feel fear. They react emotionally. They escape. Millionaires observe. They analyze. They wait. They understand that fear creates opportunity, because wealth is often built during moments of uncertainty, moments when others hesitate. Psychologically, millionaires develop what is called emotional neutrality toward money. They do not see money as something emotional. They see it as a tool that can be directed, multiplied, and controlled. This removes impulsive behavior. Impulsive behavior destroys wealth. Every impulsive purchase, every emotional decision, every moment of impatience weakens long-term growth. Millionaires train themselves to resist impulse. They understand that every dollar has potential energy. Every dollar can either be consumed or multiplied. And this creates a powerful mental shift. They stop asking, "What can I buy?" They start asking, "What can this money become?" This question changes everything, because it transforms money from an object into a process of growth. Another key psychological difference is identity. Most people see wealth as something external. Millionaires see wealth as something internal. They do not wait to become wealthy to think like wealthy individuals. They think differently first. They develop discipline. They develop patience. They develop emotional control. And over time, their external reality begins to reflect their internal state. Their habits align with their identity. They become consistent. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Many people act with intensity for short periods. They feel motivated. They feel driven. They take action. But motivation fades. Emotion fades. Millionaires do not rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Systems remove emotion from behavior. They create structure. They create automatic progress. Instead of asking themselves whether they feel like investing, learning, or building, they do it regardless of emotion. This creates long-term momentum. Momentum is invisible at first. Progress feels slow. Nothing seems to change. But over time, small, consistent actions create exponential results. This is the psychological foundation of wealth. Understanding that progress is not always visible immediately. Understanding that growth compounds. Compounding is not only financial, it is psychological. Every disciplined decision strengthens identity. Every patient decision strengthens emotional control. Every long-term decision strengthens future outcomes. Millionaires trust this process even when results are not immediate. They trust their system. Another psychological trait is independence from social validation. Most people make financial decisions based on social pressure. They buy things to appear successful. They spend money to feel accepted. They measure success based on external perception. They look for signals from the outside world to tell them they are doing well. Approval, recognition, attention, validation. Their sense of progress depends on being seen. Millionaires do the opposite. They measure success internally. Their progress is not defined by what others see, but by what they know is happening beneath the surface. They do not need to prove their wealth. They do not need to display it. They do not need to announce it. Because real wealth does not require confirmation. It requires protection. They build quietly. They understand that attention is expensive. Attention attracts expectations. It attracts pressure. It attracts distraction. Instead of broadcasting their progress, they focus on strengthening it. They focus on actual growth, not the appearance of growth. This creates stability because appearance can be faked, but internal progress cannot. This protects their resources. It protects their focus. It protects their mental clarity. And most importantly, it protects their future. Because attention and approval are distractions. They shift focus away from long-term goals and redirect it towards short-term emotional rewards. Every moment spent trying to impress others is a moment not spent building yourself, and distraction destroys progress, not instantly, but gradually. Progress fades through small moments of lost focus, through small emotional decisions, through small impulses repeated over time. Millionaires understand this. They understand that wealth is not lost in one moment. It is lost through patterns, patterns of emotional spending, patterns of impatience, patterns of distraction. This is why they develop psychological distance from social pressure. They stop comparing themselves constantly. They stop reacting to external expectations. They stop allowing the opinions of others to shape their decisions. Instead, they follow internal direction, internal clarity, internal discipline. Millionaires also develop a high tolerance for delayed reward. This is one of the rarest psychological traits in modern society. The ability to act without immediate feedback. The ability to work without immediate results. The ability to persist without immediate recognition. They understand that discomfort is temporary. They understand that uncertainty is temporary. They understand that slow progress is still progress. Sacrifice is temporary, but freedom is permanent. This allows them to make decisions that most people avoid. They are willing to experience discomfort today to eliminate limitation tomorrow. They are willing to work when others relax. They are willing to learn when others distract themselves. They are willing to remain patient when others become frustrated. This creates long-term advantage because most people are controlled by their emotions in the present moment. Millionaires are controlled by their vision of the future. This requires psychological strength, not physical strength, mental strength, emotional endurance, the ability to remain stable in unstable environments, because modern society encourages instant gratification. Everything is designed to capture attention immediately. Immediate entertainment, immediate stimulation, immediate emotional reward. Technology accelerates this pattern. Social media provides instant validation. Online shopping provides instant consumption. Entertainment provides instant escape. These systems condition the brain to expect immediate reward. But wealth requires resisting this conditioning. It requires retraining your emotional responses. It requires separating action from immediate emotional payoff. It requires stepping outside the psychological habits of the majority. This is uncomfortable at first because you begin to operate differently from those around you. You begin to think differently. You begin to act differently. You begin to value different things. This psychological separation is necessary because wealth is not created through common behavior. It is created through uncommon discipline. This is why wealth is rare, not because opportunity is rare, but because psychological discipline is rare. Opportunities exist everywhere. Information is available to everyone. Tools are available to everyone. But emotional control is not. Most people do not fail financially because they lack opportunity. They fail because they lack emotional control. They react instead of plan. They consume instead of build. They seek comfort instead of growth. They quit instead of persist. They allow temporary emotions to override permanent goals. Millionaires learn to reverse this pattern. They train themselves to pause, to observe their emotional reactions without immediately acting on them. This creates control, control over impulse, control over behavior, control over direction. Millionaires understand that the greatest asset they possess is not money. Money can be lost, money can be taken, money can disappear, but the mind that created it remains. It is their mind, their ability to remain calm when others panic, their ability to remain disciplined when others lose focus, their ability to remain patient when others give up, their ability to remain focused on the future when others become trapped in the present. Over time, this creates separation, a separation not visible immediately, but visible over years. While others move emotionally, they move strategically. While others seek comfort, they seek growth. While others chase validation, they build independence. While others focus on the present moment, they build future freedom. This is not luck. This is psychology. Wealth is not an accident. It is a psychological outcome, a result of repeated decisions aligned with long-term thinking and emotional control. It is built slowly, quietly, internally, before it ever appears externally. Anyone can learn this, because wealth is not only a financial skill, it is a psychological skill. It is the ability to control yourself when emotion demands reaction. It is the ability to remain focused when distraction becomes overwhelming. It is the ability to remain patient when progress feels invisible. It is the ability to remain disciplined when motivation fades, to control your impulses, to control your emotions, to control your attention, to control your behavior. And when you control your mind, you begin to control your trajectory. You begin to control your future, because your future is built from your decisions, and your decisions are built from your psychology. This is how millionaires think, not differently because they are special, but differently because they are disciplined. And discipline, repeated over time, transforms thought into action, action into habit, habit into identity, and identity into wealth.